What up, y'all? So the Diddy drama is almost coming to an end. It has been a long but short time to really get here. All of this really started around 2023 when Cassie dropped her lawsuit. He was just arrested in October of last year, September 2024, and here we are in July, and it's over, kinda, sorta.
Legally locked, truth don't stop. Courtroom drama, we stay on top. Hit subscribe, you know the vibe. Like my page, get ready to ride. Legal cases, law unpacked. Click that play and don't look back. Legally locked, legally locked.
All right, so Diddy has been found not guilty-ish. You know what I'm saying? Not guilty-ish. So he was not guilty on RICO, trafficking of Cassie, trafficking of Jane Doe, but he was convicted on 2 counts of transportation of prostitution. I thought they had him on the RICO. The trafficking charge, I knew it was going to be tough for people because most people think about trafficking. They're seeing like somebody pulling up in a white van, snatching you up, taking you to a foreign country and making you do crazy stuff and you're locked up and you can't leave. That's what people think trafficking is, and that is it. But there's also another side to trafficking, which is the reality is a lot of trafficking cases are through relationships. So you have the smooth talking man who gets with a woman and she thinks they're in a relationship and next thing you know, he got her out on the corner. Or you have the older boyfriend with the younger girlfriend. He tells her we're short on the rent, but I need you to, get out here and let's go make this money. We got a quick way to do it. Those are very common cases of trafficking if you really look into the statistics on it. Now, this Diddy case was kind of the reverse. He was accused essentially of having his girlfriends partake in these freak-offs with escorts just for his own personal pleasure. And I think since there were times that these women did consent, I think it made it a little muddy for the jury to convict him beyond a reasonable doubt. So Diddy was happy today because beating that RICO charge, he gets to keep all his wealth. He still got to fight a ton of civil cases, but he don't have to face life in prison. Now, this Diddy case has been a constant boomerang, okay? Some days during the trial, you feel like the prosecution is winning. Then some days in the trial, you feel like Diddy was winning. And yesterday was no different. A complete boomerang. When I woke up yesterday morning and I saw that Diddy was not guilty, I was like, okay, this is a good day for his team. His people are celebrating. Everybody is thinking he's coming home for the 4th of July. The judge was like, y'all meet me in a couple hours. We're going to talk about bail. Team Shine Combs was hyped. Everybody high-fiving. Bam. Sun's outside dancing. Everybody is good. So I'm like, oh, Diddy might be coming home. Man, a couple hours later, they got to that bail hearing, and within a few minutes, Judge Arun said, bail denied. I was like, yo, what? That's a devastating blow. So let's rewind, okay? Ever since Diddy was arrested, his lawyer, Mark Agnafilio, went around telling everybody this is just a domestic violence case. This is just DV. He even said in his closing arguments, Mark said, listen, we own the violence. He attacked her. We see it on the video. He's a violent man, but he's no trafficker. And I'm sitting home like, okay, Mark, there's nothing wrong with owning it, but you do need to stop saying it so much. Stop saying the man violent, okay? You're going overboard. Fast forward to the bailing hearing yesterday, and the judge used his own words against him and said, bail denied, because you pranced around this room saying how violent Diddy was, and you think I'm about to let him go today? Sir, no, not happening. Bail denied. I was like, whoa. Him and his family, their faces went from happy joy to just like somber. Like, what just happened? We just knew he was finna get out. So as of right now, Diddy is set to be sentenced in October. So he has to go back to jail, sit there until October, and then he may still go to prison. Yo, that's crazy. Now, his team is trying to get the sentencing hearing expedited. They want to move it up. They don't want him to just sit until October. So he may get his sentencing a lot sooner. And Diddy's team is like, yo, just give him 21 months, which is like a year and a half. He'll already have a year completed because he's been locked up since September. We can rock with that. Give him a year and a half. So essentially, Diddy might walk out with time served. That's what his team wants. The prosecution was like, well, we're asking for 51 months, which is about 4.5 years. He'll already have completed 1 year, so the prosecution wants him to do about 3 years. I think Judge Arun has been extremely fair during this whole case. I followed it from the jump. He never really laid the hammer on Diddy like he could, so I think he's gonna fall somewhere right in the middle. I think Diddy is looking at about 2 years, so he'll probably have to sit down for another year, maybe 10 months or so. Yo, Diddy is like a cat with 9 lives. He will not be brought down. My gosh. Yo, this man had to have made a deal with Mephisto. Yeah, for sure. Because when you look at the history of Diddy, you take Al Bishir's old lady and Kim Porter. You have the City College event where 9 people pass away. You slap dead in the middle of the Biggie Tupac beef. You have the Shine case. He's the only one who takes the fall when both of you guys allegedly had weapons. Natalia Rubin has said for years that Diddy pow-powed her in the face. So you beat that case. Not to mention, in the midst of all this, you somehow end up with Tupac's ex-girlfriend, who was also Kim Porter's friend, and you get her pregnant. Now, mind you, through all of this, he wants us to believe that Kim Porter is the love of his life. We've heard rumors of him being violent with her, and then you get Pac's ex-girlfriend pregnant after he passes away, which is crazy. Then Cassie comes in the picture. You take her from Ryan Leslie. And let's don't forget how you attacked Steve Stout because you was mad at the music video, so he pressed charges against you, and you ended up wiggling out of that case. And now, mind you, through all of this, Kim Porter's still alive. Not only does she have to deal with you flaunting J-Lo in her face, you get her friend pregnant, and now she has to deal with you flaunting Cassie in her face. So now you got Cassie, who is jealous of Kim, while Kim is jealous of Cassie. It's just all mixed up. In the midst of you dating Cassie, you being violent with her, violent with your employees, bringing more women around. Gina, Young Miami, Cat Passion, Chelsea. Chelsea was mentioned in the case by Jane Doe. So you had this circle of women. All of them are jealous of each other, including Young Miami. She was upset when she found out you got a baby on her. You've been causing all this chaos and commotion, and all you had to do was to pay Cassie to make her go away. The feds picked up the case. You get locked up, go through this crazy trial just to come out victorious. Kinda. Partially victorious. Look, I'm sure Diddy does not enjoy being in jail, not having control of his life. This man has dodged full true accountability so many times. He's the most amazing story that I've ever witnessed. Yeah. And he lives to fight another day. So hopefully he can wake up and stop being a terrorist, and hopefully a better father to his kids, especially his daughters, so they won't end up with a man like him who doesn't respect any of the women in his life, including their mother. Because if he did have any respect for her, he would have left her alone. Let her be with Al B. Shore. Or when you at least took her from Al B. Shore, you could have did the right thing and married her. Instead, he kept bringing all these racially ambiguous or Latina women around, flaunting her in her face, which I know Kim suffered. You know what I'm saying? She's a melanated woman. We have to deal with this colorism thing, and it was woman after woman after woman that you flaunting in her face. So I know she suffered. And that's sad, man. That's real sad. So hopefully he can get it together. I go so hard on Diddy because I'm actually disappointed in him, because he was really somebody who got out the mud. But almost every step of the way, he harmed people, stepped on people, stole from people just to try and feel some kind of emptiness inside of himself. It's crazy. Nobody expected him to be perfect, but it also felt like he never truly just wanted to change and just be cool, just be a cool dude. So maybe this is a wake-up call for him. Hopefully he can get out to live life and become a grandpa and do the right things with the next half of his life. So man, y'all, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to my monologue. We should be getting some more Diddy news next week, because like I mentioned earlier, his team wants to expedite his sentencing. They don't want to wait until October. They want to get this rushed up real quick so he can go home and be with his family. But yo, how do y'all feel about the Diddy verdict? Leave your comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.
Legally locked, legally locked, legally locked, locked. All rise, all rise, all rise. All rise, all rise, all rise. All rise, all rise, all rise. Legally locked, legally locked, legally locked, locked.